Hey, it's Bret Gregory, and thank you so much for your patience. If you're just tuning in, please go to the questions box and tell us what city and country you're tuning in from. And sorry for the delay here today. Our guest was not able to get his microphone working, but I want to give a couple shout outs to, hey, Lisa Long, hey, Cynthia, and I want to say hey to Christina from the USA. Kate is from Catalina. Is that right? Catalina, United Kingdom. Great to have you here. Hey, Manuel. Hi, Lisa from London. Pam's from Atlanta. Steve is from New York. Jer is not sure where Jer's from. Robin is from New Zealand. Welcome back. Victor's from Johannesburg. Cindy's from Appleton. Want to say hi to Linda from Toronto, and other folks who are tuning in here. It's great to have you here with us. All right, so let's see. And again, apologies. I had a great interview today, but we had technical difficulties. So my good buddy Eiji was not able to log in, unfortunately, or actually it was we're having microphone issues. So sorry about that, everybody. But hey, Veraska from Cologne, Germany. Oh, I love Cologne. I was there for the 2006 World Cup. Is it Veraska? Did I pronounce that? I probably did not pronounce that right. I'm sorry. Hey, CC from San Rafael, and we have Georgia from Coventry, United Kingdom. So great to have you all here with us. So tell me now today, so we're switching things up because unfortunately, our guest wasn't able to get on. So what you're going to learn today is something really, really cool called the pattern interrupt Facebook ad, the pattern interrupt Facebook ad. So please do me a favor and write in the questions box and tell me, what is your #1 challenge with your Facebook ads? Okay, so it could be anything with your Facebook ads. It could be, I've never done one before, so I don't know where to get started. That's okay. It could be, what do I get clicks, but nobody signs up to my free gift. Nobody signs up to my newsletter. I don't get any emails. I don't get any customers. I don't know who to target. Whatever it is, go ahead and share it with me and tell me, what is your #1 challenge running Facebook ads? And tell me what you would most like to see as a result. And hey, Joshua. So Cynthia says, do I like Webinar Jam better than Google Hangouts? Well, Webinar Jam uses Google Hangouts, Cynthia, so they're really kind of the same. Linda, never done one. Okay, so we're going to work on that, Linda. CC, never done one before and want to. Steve's never done an ad. Cynthia needs pixels. David needs to narrow the target audience. Okay, so tell me whatever your #1 challenge is with running your Facebook ad. Just let me know what it is, and we'll see if we can tackle it today. So what I'm going to teach you today is called the pattern interrupt Facebook ad. And what this is it's a way for you to get 10 times to 100 times more clicks by creating an ad that's different than all the rest. And when I say getting more clicks on your ad, what we're really focusing on is having the most cost-effective kind of ad, because this kind of an ad can reduce your cost by 10 times. So let me give you an example. I ran a Facebook ad, and when we were getting email addresses, and I looked, and the cost per email address was $12. $12 for just one email address. And then I was testing and tweaking and testing and tweaking. And then we figured out this pattern interrupt Facebook ad, and we were then getting email addresses for just $1.20, and good email addresses. And that works for me. In fact, my goal when I am trying to build my email list, my goal is to get email addresses for under $2. Now, whenever I say something like that, somebody always pops up and says, oh, that's really expensive. I get email addresses for 20 cents. And I say, that's wonderful. But I find that the email addresses that I get for under $2 are profitable. And they're from real people who are genuinely interested in buying our products and services. And I can make a profit off of email addresses that cost about $2 per email from our ads. Okay, so meaning if I spend $20 on an ad, I'm going to get 10 email addresses. And so that's, that's $2 an email approximately. Okay. And so it's this pattern interrupt ad that works really well. And so first of all, why do you do this? So when we use a pattern interrupt ad, we use viral photos. Okay, so I call a viral photo would be a photo that you put on your Facebook page. So maybe you posted a photo, and maybe you've posted lots and lots of photos. And out of all the photos that you posted on your Facebook page, one of them gets way more clicks than all the rest. Okay, that's your viral photo. And so imagine for a moment, if you have, let's say you have, you can choose any photos that you want to choose for your Facebook ads posts. If you could use a photo that has gotten no likes, comments, and shares, or you can use another photo that has gotten hundreds or even thousands of likes, comments, or shares. Which photo do you think is going to perform better in your ads? Well, if you chose the viral photo, you chose correctly. Okay, so these are examples of some photos that I've posted on our Facebook page that got tons and tons of likes, comments, and shares. And when we use these photos in our ads, our cost went way, way down. Okay, and so the whole point in doing this is to have a cost-effective kind of ad. All right, and it's not just about, using silly duck pictures or fantasy arrow archers. There's a lot more to it than that. And these are just a couple of examples that have worked really well. So, so we talked about why you do this, and what you do is by using viral images, and that's just one part of it. The other part of it is the words that you choose, and you using the two together. We call it the pattern interrupt ad. And in the pattern interrupt ad, you can get a much lower cost per click. You can get a lower cost per like. You can get a lower cost per email. All right, so that's the point of it. So here's a good example. This was a page likes campaign that we were running. So a page likes campaign is a Facebook ads campaign just meant to get page likes. Pretty self-explanatory. And in this instance, we used one of our pattern interrupt ads. So we took a picture. We used these two ducks. And I happen to really like this picture. And then I wrote on the ad, if you kind of look on the left, it might look a little small, but if you read the ad, it says, like if you love customers. Okay, that's it. That's our entire ad. Like if you love customers, two ducks. And then it's on my business Facebook page. Okay, this is not a Facebook page about ducks or cute pictures. This is a Facebook page about business growth, marketing, business coaching. Okay, and we got 315 likes at 12 cents per like. All right, so I was totally happy with that result. And those likes, those 315 likes, are all real people who are legitimately interested in our programs, products, and services. They won't all become customers. In fact, about 2% of the people who like our page become customers. Now, that may not sound very good. That may sound pretty bad, actually. But we have 258,000 likes. So that means we have about 5,000 customers. And we make about $50,000 a month in sales. So when you look at it that way, that's pretty successful. All right. So here's another example. We use this, fantasy arrow archer, and we plugged it in. It didn't even fit well in the, didn't even crop well at all, but it actually performed really well. It says, again, like if you love customers. That's our pattern interrupt ad. We got 751 likes at 12 cents per like. Okay. And the goal here is not to get 1 penny page likes. The goal is to get 751 people who are real fans, legitimate fans. And out of those fans, 2% of those will end up becoming customers. At least that's what happens on our side. So let's continue here. And here's a common mistake that I want you to avoid. All right, so this was a kind of ad, and I set this up as an example of what not to do. And about 98% of people who run Facebook ads on Facebook are not professional marketers. They're usually entrepreneurs or business owners or authors, speakers, coaches who just want to get more followers and more customers. but aren't, don't have a professional advertising or marketing background. And this is a very common mistake that we make. And so you can look at this ad, and it might be a little small there on the lower left-hand corner there, but here's the ad preview. The ad says, and I ran this on my business page, it says, best Facebook marketing, finally ready to make money on Facebook, Facebook marketing techniques that make money now. Okay, and I targeted now, when I'm not in Costa Rica, I live in Southern California. And, we put on live events in Southern California, so it would make sense to target people in Southern California. So we tried that. We targeted people who live in Los Angeles, who are over the age of 30, who like small business, Stephen Covey, Tony Robbins, lean startup, really good targeted interests. Those would be really good fans, and you have a good chance of becoming real customers. So we spent $51 and we got 3 likes. That's terrible. That's, $13 a like. Okay. There's just totally not sustainable at all. And, that was $17 a like. All right. So this is what not to do. And so let me just kind of break down what everybody else does that we don't want to do. Okay. So the typical thing that we see on ads is we see the ad, and most people, the ad will have like 120 characters available in terms of the description. Most people will try and use every last character to describe what the ad is about. All right, we're going to use every last character to describe what the ad is about. We're going to use a professional, let's call it a corporate looking photo, and then something that makes logical sense, like in my case, to say best Facebook marketing for the title. All that stuff is perfectly logical. And here's the problem. It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. And there's a lot of reasons why it doesn't work. But let's go into throwing that out, and let's do the opposite of what everybody else does, because that's what everybody does on Facebook. It's like 98% of the ads look like that. And I can look at the ads and immediately tell, oh, that thing's not going to work at all. Because it follows those kinds of logical rules. So let's throw those out, and we're going to do something different. So the cool thing is on Facebook, when we run Facebook ads, I never, ever know which ad is going to perform the best. But Facebook makes it really, really easy to test lots of versions. You can set up one ad and put in 6 different viral images in about 2 minutes. And Facebook will do all of the heavy lifting or the testing for you. And so it's really important to understand that most of your marketing won't work. Most of your ads won't work. Okay, I've been running Facebook ads for 8 years since Facebook started offering ads. And easily 90% of my ads don't work. What I do is I'll set up 10 versions of the same ad, knowing that I'm going to throw 9 of them out, and I'm just going to have one that's going to work. The good news is Facebook makes this super easy, and I'm going to show you an example here. I'll do a live version in just a minute. But the thing is, every ad that you create is a test, and most of your ads won't work. So if you just go in with the mindset of, okay, if I want to get an ad that's working, I need to create one ad with 10 different versions, which that part's really easy to do, so that I can get 9 of them. 9 of them aren't going to work, but 1 of them will work. Okay, and if you go in with that kind of mindset, then you won't be disappointed, or your chances of being disappointed are much, much lower. But if you go in with the mindset of, oh, I'm going to create one ad on my very first try and have the expectation that I'm going to get really cost-effective, emails, page likes, and customers, you're very likely to be disappointed. So ads are all about testing. And remember, Facebook makes it easy. And if you just put in the mindset of, okay, let's have some fun with this. Let's treat it like a game. I know I'm going to have to run 10 different versions of one ad before I find one that really works. So let's just roll up our sleeves and give it a go. You won't be disappointed. You'll have fun with it. So in this example, I created one ad, and I just used 10 different images, And in fact, when you upload it, Facebook allows you to upload 6 images. But if you want to upload more than that, you can just hit the button that says create similar ad and then just upload more images. So again, Facebook makes it really easy. And so what we're doing here is we created one ad, and you can see these two different versions of the ad, and Facebook will run the ad for you, and it will do all the hard work, the heavy lifting for you. So how do you do this? All right, so we're gonna do a quick exercise, and we're gonna start out with doing a page likes campaign. All right, so we're gonna get you some more relevant page likes. So people who can genuinely become enthusiastic fans, people who are qualified to purchase your products, programs, services, knowledge, but don't assume that one person who likes your page is going to become a customer. It's more like 2%. Okay, so if you go in with that expectation, again, you can make that work pretty well. All right, so let's go in here. I'm going to pull up our, excuse me, just a second. I have to do this on a different screen here, and then I'm going to pull this up for you guys to see. So let me scoot this over. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to take a pause to answer some questions here for you. So let's see. Joshua says, in order to be a marketer, you need to be illogical. I would say that there is a measure of truth to that, my friend. Cynthia, the difference between Facebook ads and Facebook lead ads. So a Facebook lead ad is a type of a Facebook ad, Cynthia. The same way that a Facebook like campaign is a type of ad, a Facebook website clicks ad is the type of Facebook ad. So all that works. Kathleen says, I think we're not getting the right customers. They likely, they like the page, but don't end up on our mailing list, which is our primary goal. Actually, that's not a, that's really not, that doesn't mean anything's broken, Kathleen. So when we have people who like our page, you know, maybe 5% of them end up on our mailing list and 2% of them end up becoming customers. So that nothing's broken based on what you just told me there, Kathleen. Maybe more like your, the place where you gather email addresses, that might be broken. So that's that part's could be a problem. So Kathleen, why don't you, where do you try to collect email addresses? Because if you just ask people to sign up for your newsletter, that is never going to work. That's that stopped working a long time ago. So we're on my Facebook ads campaign. You can see here, this is my Facebook ads profile, or excuse me, manager. So we spend anywhere from, you know, $50 to $150 a day, depending on what kind of campaigns we're running. Here's a campaign that we're running right now where we're getting email addresses. And this is, we got 3,000 email addresses at $1.02 per email. Here's a different campaign. We've got 2,338 emails at $1.12. So that's pretty cool. This one's a little bit more expensive, 544 at $2.67. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with this. You know, every month we're getting, I would say every day we're getting a couple hundred, well, maybe anywhere from 50 to 100 emails a day are coming in through our system. So let me just go and show you, let's walk through and we're going to create an ad here really quickly. So I'm going to show you, we're going to create a Facebook page likes campaign, and I'll show you how easy this is. And we're going to do it off of our my Bret Gregory page. So this is my business Facebook page here. All right, so here we go. Take a look at this. So this is the page that we're going to create a ad for. Okay, so you can see here we have 258,000 likes. All right, so you can see 183 likes this week. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a page likes campaign. So how do I do that? So the first thing is I want to go to create an ad. All right. So one thing you can do is I'll click this little drop down here, and I'll just go down and I'm going to click create ads. All right. So I can start there. And by the way, you can also do this button. See how it says promote, and say promote your website, promote your business, promote your page. You can click right there. In fact, let's give that a try. They usually start out with a more simplistic version of the Facebook ads manager. I think that's what's pulling up here. And yeah, okay, that is what's pulling up. So instead of doing this, this one's a little too simplistic. I want to do something that's a little bit different because it's not, that one's not going to let me run the ad the way that I want to. So let's go back. We're gonna try this again. So I'm just gonna go create ads. All right, this is super simple. So step one, you go to your ads manager. Step two, you're going to upload. You're going to click a page likes campaign. All right, so let me just show you how this part works. So this part's pretty easy. So you see here, so somebody had asked earlier, or Cynthia asked, what's the difference between Facebook lead, Facebook ads and Facebook lead ads? So here's the different types of ads, Cynthia. All right, I could boost a post. That's one type of ad. This is another type of ad. This is our page likes campaign. This is the one we're going to do right now. I'm going to promote our page. But if I wanted to do a different ad, send people to your website, increase conversions, and then there's a whole bunch of other types of ad. Raise attendance at your events, reach people near you. Okay, so we're not going to do any of those today. We're just going to focus on this one, promote your page. All right, so let's click on that. And now I run a Facebook ads agency, so you can see here I have a lot of pages that I manage. But you probably will only have one, which is your page. And so this is a campaign name, page likes. So I'm going to hit continue. So that's all. That just all happens automatically. And then I go to the ad set here. Okay, so on this left-hand side, you can see how to navigate this. This is just basically Facebook's filing system. And this is how they organize your ads. And it's really simple. Campaigns are at the top. Ad sets are inside of campaigns, and ads are inside of ad sets. It's just a filing system. It's just how they organize things. So it's an ad, which is inside of an ad set, which is inside of a campaign, okay? So you set your campaign first, all right? We already did that, and now we're on the ad set. And this is where you choose your audience, you choose your budget, you choose your schedule, and where do you want the ad to be shown. And they make it really easy for you, okay? So first things first. Facebook defaults to like very close to where you live, okay? Now, remember I showed you earlier the mistake that you want to avoid. You don't want to just advertise into your small local vicinity. What we're going to do here is something called the global ad secret so that we can get page likes for under 15 cents per like. Real, genuinely enthusiastic people for under 15 cents alike. Okay, and so let me show you how we do this. So first thing is I'm going to pick my locations. All right, so in this case here, what I don't want to do is I don't want to just say, United States or San Diego or Los Angeles, although I do want to include the country of the United States, but I want to include, my top 5 or 10 countries where we have customers in. So let's do United States, Canada, I'm going to do Australia, I'm going to do New Zealand. I'm going to do United Kingdom. All right, let's do Ireland. And we're going to do Netherlands. And when I first started, I never thought in a million years anybody from Sweden or Switzerland would have bought our programs, but that's precisely what has happened. Never would have thought that people in Italy or Germany, or let's see, France or Spain would have ever bought my programs. But that is exactly what has happened. Now you might be saying to yourself, wait a minute, nobody from Spain is ever going to buy my stuff. Well, that doesn't mean that someone who lives in Spain might not be a genuine, enthusiastic fan of yours. Okay, so depending on what it is you do, and it doesn't matter what it is that you do. You can always find people who are enthusiastic fans who live all over the world. And that's how you get the cost-effective social proof. By the way, advertising in the United States is the most expensive place to advertise in. Advertising in a particular city in the United States is even more expensive. So because I speak English and all my programs are in English, I'm going to filter with English. But you can see here, it started out with 100 million people in these countries. And now, because I filtered with people who are over age 30 who speak English, now it's down to 73 million. Okay, now I'm not just going to stop there. All right, we have some big interests here: business, entrepreneurship, yoga. I'm going to remove yoga here because I'm more interested in like digital marketing, social media optimization. So you see how Facebook is giving me these suggestions here. So online advertising, viral marketing, search engine marketing, you know, pay per click, that kind of thing. People who are interested in all those, you know, live all over the world. And now I'm going to show you some other cool things. So where's the rest of the targeting here? Hang on just a second. There is, I could do exclude people or narrow audience. So let me, no, I'm not going to do that. Let me do, I was trying to find the other spot where I can put in some more filters. These are the detailed targeting. So maybe I can do behaviors. It's not letting me pick them here. So hang on just a second. I thought it was going to let me do that, but it's not pulling it up here in this option, which is okay. So let me just do a couple more. One thing I noticed, 76 million is a pretty big audience. And I don't want to do it to that large of an audience. So let me go, I'm going to remove some of these other interests that were too large, like the word business. That's just really big. So I'm going to take that one out. So let's see. I like entrepreneurship. That's better. Okay, so there we go. So now we're down to 57 million. Still a big audience, but for a page likes campaign, that's okay. I'm going to leave it in. Let me see. Marketing. You know what? Let me just remove. Well, nah, I'm going to leave the word marketing in. I kind of like that one. Okay, so there we go. So now I'm going to save the audience. And I'm going to say, I'm going to name the audience something that I'm going to know what it is. So it's 57 million people global, 30 plus. So people who are over the age of 30 who like marketing. All right, so there we go. So I just named the audience. Okay, so that's good. Now I'm going to set my budget. You can set your budget to whatever you want. You can start it out at $5 a day. And then you can check this button here that says set a start and end date. So in this case, it's going to go $5 a day for 1 month. All right, so that's only $150. That's good. Everything else I'm going to leave at the default. Okay, all these other choices, I'm not going to touch them. I used to spend a lot of time messing with these other choices, and now Facebook has changed their algorithms where I can basically never beat Facebook's automatic optimization. So you just leave everything in the default. The good news is that makes life easy. Okay, so I'm going to hit continue. And now it's time to choose the images. All right, so Facebook has done some really cool things lately where they made it easier than ever to get images. Okay, and so let me just show you what that looks like. If I go here, they always default by they take your timeline cover. And I'm not going to use the timeline cover for this particular ad. Well, what I'll do is, I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave it for just one of them, but then I want to have more options. All right, so I'm going to click on add more, okay? And you can do a couple of there's a couple things you can do. One is they'll allow you to now click on this free stock images. Okay, and this is powered by Shutterstock. Okay, and so you can go and use these images here. And so, for example, if I wanted to type in, let's say nature, all right, and I'm not saying that these are by default viral images, but there's some really good ones in here. I've had some good success with some of these images. So I'm going to pull up 1, 2, 3 of these images here. Okay, so I got a couple images there. All right, but then I'm also going to pull up a couple of my own viral images that I know have worked well in the past. Okay, so let me go on my page. I pulled up some other images here, so let me just find them. Give me 1 second here. The I know that this elephant one has worked pretty well in the past because I've tested it before. And then this one has worked well in the past. So I'm going to use those two. Okay, so now I have my different images. And so Facebook made it extremely easy to upload all those images. Okay, so they're uploaded, they're good to go. And then Facebook now I just need to choose the text. Okay, so remember I talked about the pattern interrupt ad. So I'm going to do something different than you would normally see on Facebook. Most people do is they try to use every last character that is available here. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to make it as short as possible. I'm going to say like here. In fact, I'm going to do this. Like if you love customers. All right. That's it. That's my ad right there. Okay. And so now if you can see here on this right-hand side, this is called placement. Okay. So this is what the ad looks like on the desktop. It'll show you what it looks like on mobile, and it'll show you what it looks like on your right-hand column. Okay. So what I'm going to do here then is if I scroll to the right, it'll show me here's what it looks like on the other images. Okay. And look how beautiful that picture is. It's really cool. Again, I'm not saying that's a viral picture, although I've used it before and had good success. Okay, this is a stock image. These are stock images from Facebook. Okay, so I chose a couple of their stock images, and then I chose a couple of images that have worked for us in the past. This elephant one has worked, and this other crowd has worked. Okay, and so what I'm doing is I know that 90% of my images are not going to work. What I don't know is which one is going to work. So what I do is I do a bunch of different images, and I use the pattern interrupt ad. Okay, I'm pretty sure that this one is not going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. Hopefully it's not too much text on there. If there's more than 20% text, it won't work. But now I'm going to click place order, and there it is. We're done. I don't have to do anything else. Okay, so now it says order placed. It's in review, and I hit continue, and now it's going to show me what the different ad set is that I had created. All right, so here it is. All right, so here's the ad itself, and now if I click on this, it's going to show me all of the different choices that I had put up. Okay, so I know this looks small, but these are the 6 different images that I have, or excuse me, there's 5 of them, but they're all listed right here. So what Facebook is going to do is they're going to start running these ads, and the whole thing I've put in a $5 Facebook ad spend. So that's not $5 per image, it's 5 total. So for $5, I'm going to test these 5 different images, and I'm going to know within 24 hours which one's the winner. And I can come back in 24 hours later, and I can go and turn off all of the losers. Now, let me just repeat, and I know I'm going to sound like a broken record here. I don't expect any one of these particularly to be a great ad. I expect that I'm going to have to do this multiple times before I figure out which one is going to be the winner. But the good news is that it was quick, easy, cheap, and I can test like crazy for $5. So I'm a big fan of that. So again, just so long as you go in with the expectation of knowing, hey, let's create 10 different ads, and we're going to throw out the 9 losers and keep the 1 winners, then you're going to have the best chance of getting the best results. So Barb is having light bulbs going off. Love it, Barb. Georgia, when you want to manage pages of your customers working as a freelancer, do you need to have a business manager account? No. Or otherwise, they will have to add you as an admin of a page. I have all of our clients, Georgia, add us as the editor of their page. They don't have to add you as an administrator. They can add you as an editor. They will have to add you also on their advertising account. And you can also use Business Manager. We don't use Business Manager, but you most certainly can. Kathleen, are you testing the images or the text or both? Great question, Kathleen. We do both. And so what you saw here is how we just tested the images. You can just as easily add, you can go in and click. See right up here, this is a copy button. And when you pull it up, it says create a similar ad set. So if I want to just click this plus, I can just duplicate everything that I just did and make one little change, and that change would be the text. Okay, so I could just go, you see, so it pulls it all up, and I can just click this little edit button right here. Super cool. And I can go, and then I can start playing with the text Kathleen. And so what it does is it duplicates the ads, and then you go in and you make whatever changes you want. Usually, one of the rules of testing is you only make one change at a time. So if you're testing two different images against each other, make sure they have the same words. Okay, and then if you're going to test the words, make sure they have the same image. So only make one change only one variable at a time, Kathleen. Otherwise, it's really going to be hard to tell which change made the improvement. Manny, my friend, got as low as 1.4 cents a like globally. Woohoo! Wow, Manny, that's incredible. Super cool. Cindy, would you do the same for promoting your website? Yeah, so that's a different type of ad, Cindy. We're not going to get into that today. That's called a website clicks ad. You know what? I'll show you something. And by the way, I'm going to click leave this page because I'm not going to create a duplicate set. I am going to show you something about that, Cindy. So I'll show you that in just a moment here. Okay, Kathleen, good to know that stat. You're welcome. Carla, is the goal for a lick campaign? I know you meant like, Carla, to help increase engagement on a page and social proof, and then run a different campaign for a more relevant audience. Yeah, so great question. So a lot of people say, hey, well, what's, if 98% of people who like your page don't become customers, what's the point? There's a very important point, and the important point, first of all, is that 2% do become customers. And what I discover is that for people who are, for people who end up liking our page, before somebody purchases, before somebody purchases from us, usually the sequence is the first time they see us is they see a, my Facebook page, because clicking the like button is pretty low risk for somebody. It's still a risk, meaning in order to get somebody to like your page, you have to add some value, and they won't like it if there's no value, because people are worried if they like your page that their news feed is going to be filled with spam, their Facebook news feed. Now, I know you guys wouldn't do that, but it is still perceived as a risk for people to like your page, but it's still a low risk. It's easy to get somebody to like your page, relatively speaking. It's usually very inexpensive. So usually the first time somebody sees us is they see me on Facebook and they click the page like button. Then they, they'll see some content, and maybe they'll register for, say, this webinar, for example. Again, pretty low risk. It's free. You're learning some high quality, high value information. That stuff's all good. So that would be step 2. Step 3, maybe they come to our website. Step 4, maybe they download something. Step 5, maybe they get on another live webinar. Step 6, they purchase a low priced program. Step 7, they attend one of our live events. Step 8, they're on a $12,000 coaching program. And that's literally how it works. I mean, that's how we've gotten up to $50,000 a month in recurring sales. So there's lots of little steps, and the page likes is usually the first one. So it's really important to always be building a relevant audience of real people who could become real fans and genuinely become customers. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a cool opportunity right now if you wanna participate in an ad that I'm gonna run. All right, so I wanna show you something here. So this ad, this is a website clicks ad, okay? So if I click on this website here, and by the way, if you wanna check out this particular ad, go ahead and click here. My page is facebook.com/like Bret. Bret has 1 T, okay? And if you get to this one, I've pinned this one to the top, and this is a ad that runs to our blog post, okay? So if you click here, it takes you to my website, which is on our blog post. And I'm gonna show you guys something really, really cool. You're gonna like this. So let me just pause this video here. I think it's gonna start playing. All right, I'll click pause. So here's something cool. This is something called the article stack. All right, so have you ever gone to somebody's blog, or maybe even you have a blog? In fact, let me do a quick little poll. If you have a blog, write the word blog. I'm curious to see who has a blog that is listening in. But have you ever seen a blog for on somebody's site, and you get there and you see it has a like button counter at the top, and each blog post has 0 likes? If you've ever seen that, write the word yes. Okay. So I see that all the time. But you can see here on my blog post, how many likes do we have? 5,274. Well, this is something called the article stack. Okay. So I teach a lot of different stacking concepts. All right. I teach a photo album stack. I teach the event stack. This particular stacking concept is called the article stack. Okay. A lot of people have blog. Carla, Colleen, Lisa, Kathleen, Manny, Linda, Marsh, Barb, Glenn, David, L. You guys are going to love this. All right. So check this out. This is called the article stack. So here's what's happening here. This is our like button counter. Oh, and a lot of you guys are answering yes there to my previous question. This is the like button counter. And what we do, a mistake that a lot of people make is when they do a blog post, they have a web developer that creates a like button counter, but every single blog post, it has a unique like button counter, meaning they always start at 0. Well, if your website gets less than 1 million visitors a month, you might want to try the article stack. So what's the article stack? The article stack is when you do your blog, when you do a blog post, here, let me just pull this up. When you do a blog post on your website, instead of posting each time to with a new like button counter, take your like button counter, and this is I get the like button counter from Facebook. You could just Google like button counter and it'll take you right there. But what you do here is when you get this like button counter, you want to add the same counter to each blog. Okay, so what you'll notice, this is a great little secret. This works great. It's free. It's totally easy. But what you'll notice is when you see each of my blogs, each of them has the same amount of likes. Each of them right now has 5,274 likes, okay? And what's happening there is what we do is we use the same like button counter for each blog. And so what happens is of all of our blog posts, everybody who clicks the like button on any one of our blog posts, we get a cumulative effect of the likes. Okay, so you can see here, over 5,274 people have clicked the like button on one of our blog posts. Doesn't matter on, you know, somebody could have clicked the like button on that a year ago. It doesn't matter. It still stays up there because we use the same like button counter each time. Colleen, oh, I'm excited already. Article stack, bam, that's what I'm talking about, Colleen. So where do you get this like button? You go to developers.facebook.com, and let me see if it's in this plugins here. Let me see if I can find it. Sometimes they moved it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, they moved it, so it's a little bit harder to find, but here's where you find it. So I'm going to post this here on, I'm going to post it here if you guys want this. Here is the like button counter. All right, so you can grab that link, and then so what I'm going to do is so this is where you actually get the blog post here. So you can see it says URL to like. All right, so if I go to my website, attractcustomersnow.com/blog, it should pop right up. Let's see, so I must have done something wrong. Oh, I put the / at the end, maybe. There it is. Yeah, okay, so you can see right there, 5,274 likes, right? Okay, so I just put in the URL, and then you click get code here, and you can give this code to your developer. All right, so it's this one down at the bottom. You just give that code to your website developer, and they'll put it on your blog. And just make sure that they put the same code in each blog. And then you have the article stack. And then you can get, you know, it's hard to get 1,000 people to like one blog post, but it's easy to get 5 or 10 people to like each blog post. And so every time you do a new blog post, you get this cumulative number of likes, and then you get some pretty kick-ass social proof. Bam, Colleen, I like it. Okay, so real quick, since we only have a couple minutes, I want to give you guys the opportunity to participate in a really cool ad that I'm going to run here. So this is a website clicks ad. And so if you want to get seen, I'm going to run an ad to, it'll get seen by about 500,000 entrepreneurs. If you want to be seen by 500 million entrepreneurs, 500,000 entrepreneurs, excuse me. Right now, go to my Facebook page. And so I'm just posting that in there. That's facebook.com/write Bret. And I'll say, tell us what you learned about the pattern interrupt ad. Okay, and make a comment on this particular post. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this post into a website clicks ad, and I'm going to drive. I'm going to advertise. I'm going to spend $1,000 on this ad, and I'm going to drive a lot of traffic. And if you make a comment on this, you will have the opportunity to get seen by 500,000 entrepreneurs. So I know we're at the end of the time here, but I'm going to do this really quickly here so you guys can see how this works. It's pretty sweet. So I go to my ads manager, and so I click this drop down here, and I can click on Power Editor. All right, so I'm going to click on Power Editor. Let's head over to Power Editor. And then now I'm here, and on Power Editor, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Facebook page posts, okay, because I posted my blog on my Facebook page. All right, so here I am in Power Editor. And so now what I need to do is I need to, oh, here it is. Here's the blog post. So if let me see, that's, I need to do this a little bit differently. So I'm going to click this drop down here, and let's go to page post. Let's see if it's going to let me do that right here. They have, oh, I got to make sure to go to my page. Let's go to my page. All right, let's try that. Okay, so let's see if I can find it. I'm going to go to publish posts here, and let's see if it's going to work with me. Maybe I have to go to ads post. Hang on a second. It's not going to work with me here. All right, hang on. I have to do this slightly differently. So let me just go back to where I was. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that post into an ad. And I'm going to spend $1,000 on it, and we're going to target the, here it is. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm going to click on this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new ad here. All right. So I'm going to click create. All right. So I'm going to duplicate this ad. You'll see this here in just a second. And what it's going to do is initialize this campaign here. So let's go. I'm going to use the existing campaign. Yep, that's fine. Uh-oh. Oh, of course. Something only goes wrong when there's, you know, like 200 people watching. All right, so let's try this one more time. I know what I'm going to do. I'll just go in and edit the ad set here, and we'll just crank up the ad spend significantly. That'll make it work just fine. Okay, so here we go. Click edit. And instead of spending $20, we're going to adjust the budget. And I'm going to change this to a lifetime budget, and then add, here, let's go 200. Whoops. Let's try that again. $200 a day. Come on, work with me here. There we go. Oh, great. Schedule end. End time is required. I'll put it in if it lets me. And so I'm just going to run it for this week, okay? And now I'm going to run it for $200. Oh, that's what's happening here. Okay, so I got my end time. Why is it not letting me put in the end time? Okay, I don't know why it's giving me some hassle here. So probably what I'm just going to need to do is just create a new campaign, because it's doing something funky, which isn't normal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this campaign. I'm going to run it for $1,000. And if you want to get seen by over, you know, $1,000 worth of entrepreneurs, which is going to be about 500,000 entrepreneurs, all you need to do is write a little comment and tell us what you learned about the pattern interrupt ad. Okay, so if you go to my page here, That's facebook.com/like Bret. Go to the page and make a comment on this post. So this post is pinned to the top. Okay, we just learned about the pattern interrupt ad, and write what you just learned about it on this Facebook post. Then when I turn this into an ad, you're going to get seen by, probably 500,000 entrepreneurs. So anybody who does that will get the opportunity for free to be seen by 500,000 entrepreneurs. And then you'll get a chance to see how the website clicks ad is run and how it works. And you'll be, you'll get some pretty cool opportunities. So there's a few people who've already replied. So here we go. Let's say I'm going to give a shout out to you guys here. All right, so Ellie, you're going to get seen by 500,000 entrepreneurs. Glenn, you're going to get seen by 500,000 entrepreneurs. Yep, Colleen, Glenn. All right, so anybody else who does it, Lisa Long, you're going to get seen by 500,000 entrepreneurs. Okay, so anybody else who does a post here on this will get seen by a lot of people. And you get the opportunity for free to get that kind of visibility. So as soon as we jump off here, I'll go and finish that ad because I don't know why it was giving me hassle. That only happens on live webinars when there's a lot of people watching. Okay, so much love, everybody. We're going to have to wrap it up here, but I'll throw out a shout out to Marie Carmen and Cynthia and Barb and Kathleen. Love you guys. Much love. And then for anybody else, we'll see you next Tuesday at our regular time and place. And we'll see you then. Much love, everybody. Namaste.